cis and trans effects. Statistical analysis of eQTL need to take into account that the loci identified can influence gene expression either in cis or in trans. The definition of a cis effect is somewhat arbitrary, but cis acting eQTLs are typically considered to include SNPs within 100 kb upstream and downstream of the gene whose expression is affected by that eQTL. Detailed analysis of the position of mapped cis acting eQTL effects have shown that these are enriched around transcription start sites and within 250 base pair upstream of transcription end sites and rarely reside more than 20 kb away from the gene. Cis acting variants also appear to occur more often in exonic SNPs. In general, trans effects are weaker than those in cis in humans and in rats, but are very numerous. It is not known if trans effects are generally mediated through transcription factor variants or other mechanisms. Master regulators are trans-acting factors with multiple effects of gene expression that have been identified in Saccharomyces cerevisiae, rat tissues and in the human genome. It is of interest that in least in yeast, master regulators are not enriched for transcription factors and trans-regulatory variation seems to be broadly dispersed across classes of genes with different molecular functions. eQTL and disease gene mapping, combining eQTL and genome-wide association studies. One of the most important consequences of eQTL mapping is the link that it provides between genetic markers of disease identified in GWA studies and the expression of a specific gene or genes. For example, a recent study generated genome-wide transcriptional profiles of lymphocyte samples from participants in the San Antonio Family Heart Study and showed that high density lipoprotein cholesterol concentration was influenced by the cis-regulated VNN1, that is VNN1 gene. Similarly, a study of post-mortem brain tissue identified eQTL affecting the MAPT and APOE genes, which play an important role in Alzheimer's disease. At the same time as the San Antonio study, the results of a GWA study of asthma identified a series of SNPs in strong linkage disequilibrium and spanning more than 200 kb of chromosome 17q23 and strongly associated with the risk of asthma. The region of association containing 19 genes, none of which are obvious candidates to be implicated in disease. Examination of eQTL data derived from Affymetrix HU133A arrays on the same families showed that the disease associated SNPs had highly significant, that is p less than 10 inverse 22 effects in cis on the expression of one gene called ORMDL3. In these data, borderline significant effects were also seen in expression of the gene neighboring ORMDL3 GSD-ML. Subsequent eQTL studies with the Illumina platform and RT-PCR experiment confirmed that the same SNPs determined eQTL with both genes. These results focus attention on one or both of these genes as likely candidates for a role in disease pathology. Many additional studies are now underway to investigate the biological functions of these two genes and their relationships to asthma. Using eQTL to interpret GWA studies. Such findings have motivated the use of these eQTL data as a general tool for interpreting results from GWA studies. Recent analysis of Crohn's disease illustrate this approach. Initially, markers on chromosome 5 were shown to be strongly associated with the CD in one GWA scan, but their biological effects could not be readily deduced as they reside in a 1.25 MB gene desert. Examination of the LCL eQTL database showed that one or more of these polymorphisms act as a long-range cis-acting factor influencing expression of PTGER4, a gene that resides approximately 270 kb proximal to the association region. The homologue of this gene has been implicated in phenotypes similar to CD in mouse. Thus, research is now focused on PTGER4 as a primary candidate gene for this disease susceptibility locus. Subsequently, the equatorial approach has been applied systematically in a meta-analysis of GWS studies of CD, and several other interesting results have been obtained. For example, equatorial were used to address an outstanding question in CD genetics related to the identification of the CD susceptibility gene or genes in the cytokine cluster at 5q31, where SNPs have an established association with disease. The disease associated SNPs in the meta-analysis of this region were all shown to be correlated with decreased SLC22A5 mRNA expression levels. Another CD locus identified in the meta-analysis coincided with the asthma risk locus on chromosome 17, in which the disease markers are also correlation with the expression of ORMDL3 and GSD-ML. Thus, the same genetic variants contribute to susceptibility to both CD and asthma, possibly by perturbing expression of one or both of these genes. Examination of published GWAS results identifies many other disease associations where equatorial data provides similar insights. For example, a recent large study of polygenic dyslipidemia identified 30 loci with highly significant effects on blood lipid measurements. Examination of gene expression in samples of liver from 957 subjects allowed highly significant equatorials to be identified for 7 of the 30 loci. In some cases, the equatorial data gives genetic evidence to support a candidate gene for which a role was previously hypothesized from location and biological hypothesis, such as GNA12 for height on chromosome 7p22 and BLK and C8ORF13 for autoimmune systemic lupus erythematosus on 8p23.1. More often, the gene expression data identifies different genes or suggests a particular gene from a number of candidates. Examples of this are the cluster of trans-acting genes from the height locus on 7q21.3, the RPS26 gene from the type 1 diabetes locus on 12q13.2, and the DCTN5 gene from the bipolar disorder locus on chromosome 16p12.1. Equatorial databases. A database of equatorials from the asthma studies that allows searches by genes, chromosomal regions and SNPs illustrates how data from this kind of research can be examined. VeriSysDB is another public database based on 1,90,000 extensively annotated mRNA transcripts from 36,000 loci. VeriSysDB offers information encompassing published human genetic polymorphisms for each of these transcripts separately. In addition to SNP effects on transcription, this database includes deletion insertion polymorphisms from DBSNP, copy number variations from database of genomic variants, short tandem repeats and single amino acid repeats from HLNV DB and linkage disequilibrium regions from DHaploDB. Gene mapping by human pedigree analysis. It is impossible to pre-select the genotypes of parent and set up crosses in humans specifically for mapping purposes. By examining the genotypes of the members of successive generations of existing families, the limited data for the calculation of recombination frequencies have to be obtained. Their interpretation is often difficult because a human marriage rarely results in a convenient test cross, and often the genotypes of one or more family members are unobtainable because those individuals are dead or unwilling to cooperate. For example, we are studying a genetic disease present in a family of 2 parents and 6 children. Genetic diseases are frequently used as gene markers in humans, the disease state being one allele and the healthy state being a second allele. The pedigree shows that the mother is affected by the disease, as are 4 of her children. The maternal grandmother also suffered from this disease, but both she and her husband, the maternal grandfather, are now dead. We cannot obtain any further information on their genotypes, but we can include them in the pedigree with slashes indicating that they are dead. For mapping the position of the gene for the genetic disease, we have to study its linkage to a microsatellite marker M. 4 alleles M1, M2, M3 and M4 which are present in the living family members. The pedigree shows inheritance of a genetic disease in a family of 2 living parents and 6 children with information about the maternal grandparents available from family records. The disease allele closed symbols is dominant over the healthy allele, that is open symbols. The objective is to determine the degree of linkage between the disease gene and the microsatellite M by typing the alleles for this microsatellite M1, M2 etc. in living members of the family. The pedigree can be interpreted in 2 different ways. Hypothesis 1 gives a low recombination frequency and indicating that the disease gene is tightly linked to microsatellite M. Hypothesis 2 suggests that the gene and microsatellite are much less closely linked. The issue is resolved by the reappearance of the maternal grandmother whose microsatellite genotype is consistent only with the hypothesis.